So we just arrived in the town of Bray, and this is a beach town located about 13 miles south of Dublin. And figured we visit down here and check it out. Kind of reminds me of home, how it has this promenade similar to our own boulevard, except whereas ours is on the harbor, here it's on the beachfront. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's got this beautiful, I'm going to call it a mountain. They may call it a hill, I'm not sure. But this beautiful mountain up here. And then in back of me, it goes along the coastline further up, which you can't see, to Dublin. So this is what I'm looking at, walking along this promenade, which, as I showed you, goes all the way up here. It's a little cool today, about 57 degrees right now, and I'm being told that this is a pretty cold summer thus far for Ireland. I've never been here, so I can't really comment on it. I'm just hearing that it is pretty chilly for their summer. And but what a great night we had last night. Got to play a little bit of music with a guy who was playing in one of the local pubs in Dublin, and that was a lot of fun. We played some Folsom Prison Blues and Ring of Fire from Johnny Cash. Oh my, there is one person in the water swimming. So had a great night last night. We kept it kind of mellow. We left Dublin, downtown Dublin, about 11:15. You know, you can't be up late every night. One night we were down there till about 1 in the morning. Got to bed about 2:30, but that was the first night we were here, so it's expected, I guess. But nice, pretty area here, I'll tell you. Check that out. So you got the beach continues down there. Here the beach is kind of rocky, although it gets sandy up here. And then on the other side of this jetty, there's a lot of sand down there. So, very nice little town here in the town of Bray, just outside Dublin. So I was just talking to a couple locals, and the name of this point up here is called Bray Head. And I don't know if you can see it on the video, but there's actually a golf course in the flat area up there where you see that manicured area. And that whole point with the cross up on the peak, that is called Bray Head. Nice bandstand area here. Right now they're putting fresh flowers on it. Very nice. I imagine this place gets jumping pretty good in the summer. A little bit of a sauna here, right across the street from the beach. You can go in, do private sessions. And there we are, up there. You can do private sessions for however much time you want to pay for. And this is right off the beach, and they have cold plunges in there as well. What the cold plunges is a half barrel filled with cold water that recirculates, and the water is set at about 36 degrees. So think about that one. Nice little cold plunge after a hot sauna. That'll wake you up. So we'll continue walking on. Now, one thing I notice about Bray, they got a lot of ice cream shops here. I'll tell you that. A lot. It's like every other shop is an ice cream shop. So, and we look down here and there's rows of them. And then they have these booths out here that are also ice cream shops. So here's an example of one of the booths, the ice cream booths. And you have one here, and then there's multiple booths about every, I'm gonna say every 100 yards. And each one might have something different in it. For instance, that's ice cream. This one up here is coffees. The next one, again, might be ice cream. And the one following that might be some type of food, quick food or something. So they have all these booths along here. But a lot of ice cream places here on the beach. I've never seen so many. Could that be me? It might be. Well, we're gonna go into the Irish Rock and Roll Museum. It's been recommended to me by many. This Sinead O'Connor. It's been recommended to me by one of my good friends, Ron Goulat. So let's go check it out.
A few really exciting places. But you know what? I'm going to keep you guys here for around 1 hour, maybe 1 hour 15 minutes. Is that okay with everyone? The reason we have these here, guys, is because Michael Jackson did live in our house, okay? It's because of this man. So this is Paddy. Paddy owns this building, okay? He owns lots of music-based businesses around Ireland, including a place called Grouse Lodge Recording Studios.
To the Irish Rock and Roll Museum. I really hope that you're enjoying your tour. We're so delighted to welcome you to the famous ChipperLogic Studios, where for over half a century some of the most talented artists from all over the world of music have been here, coming to practice, perform and recording their fabulous music.
So I'm here in the Phil Lynott Memorial Room. Phil Lynott, who was the founder and lead singer, lead guitar player for Thin Lizzy. And here we have all this that was relative to his music and his career. Jackets, the bust somebody obviously made, but this recording console was the last used by Phil Lynott and Thin Lizzy. And unfortunately he died at a young age, but this room at the end of the tour is totally dedicated to him. Different guitars.
Make yourselves at home. Spend as much time as you want around these parts of the museum.
Kind of neat.
Most importantly,
We were told this big reel of tape. This is heavy. It's probably about 20 pounds anyway, 25 pounds. Will record about 12 minutes of music. That's what was on it. This is all back to analog recording. So that was an interesting point. But you know what? I'm going to check out more of Thin Lizzy's music, because what I've heard today, a lot of that I've heard, but I've really never listened to it. So I'm going to do some more research on that on my own, because I do like the music I heard and the music that I have heard in the past. Yeah, okay, so we just finished up our little tour of that museum, and it was really good. It's small, but very informative. A little bit of interaction going on in there, and it was a really nice time. So I figure it's a little tough getting out of the city driving right now because it's rush hour. So we're stopping in this little pub here, right on the corner. We're gonna have a beer, since it is past 5 o'clock here. So we're gonna have a couple of pints, one apiece, and then we're gonna make our way out of the city, go find a place to eat. So just spent a very pleasant time talking at the bar with this Irish couple. And now we've moved to a little booth here. This is really neat. It's this nice little booth. Check this out. Susie over there sitting there looking at her phone, but it's a cute little booth. John and I are enjoying a couple of Smithwick's Irish Ale is what that is. The Smithwick's Irish Reds, very nice beer, and I think we're gonna go find a bite to eat here soon, because the one thing about being here in Dublin, right now the time is 6 p.m. but the sun's not setting till 10, so it messes you up. It feels like, being from the States, it feels like it should be about 3 o'clock, but it's actually 6 o'clock. And then the sun sets at 10, so you can be standing outside at 9:45 and the sun is still up. Excuse me, so it's a little different over here, but we've had a great time. We did that museum, which is really informative, especially on the Thin Lizzy side, like I said. And another artist that I learned a great deal about was Rory Gallagher, which I didn't know much about him as well. And coincidentally, last night, when I got to play with the guitarist, one of the songs he played was a Rory Gallagher song called On the Western Plains, or something to that effect. I'll tell you, it was a really good song. I listened to it in the car today as we were driving down to Bray, and I think we're going to listen to it later, along with some Thin Lizzy, because Thin Lizzy is the first real Irish band that made it. And then they were followed by guys like Van Morrison and others. But Thin Lizzy is renowned here in Ireland as being the first one. So there you go. It's pretty interesting. So where we are here is that we're in the Lord Edward pub, and I got to tell you, this is well out of the Temple Bar District, and this I think is one of the better Dublin pubs we've been in, because it's no tourists. We're the only Americans in here, I can guarantee that, and it's all locals who are coming in for a couple of pints on a Friday evening. Check this out. This is the real deal, folks. And this is the type of stuff that I truly love. But we need to get out of here, so we're closing it out, and we're going to be moving on. All the best.
I hear that train rolling, those my blues away.